Now, you said it's unworthy of God to take to himself a humanity because humans sleep, they go to the toilet. But the point is, the recitation, one second, the recitation is dependent on creation. The recitation can be corrupted. The Quran can be used as toilet paper. In Saudi Arabia, there are thousands of Qurans flushed down the toilet every single year.
You gotta listen. The equivalent of what you're telling me is that love can be flushed into the toilet. No, it can't.
No.
So can't the attribute of God. God's mercy, God's
you've missed the point entirely.
Can't be flushed down the toilet.
And what you've missed, what you've missed is that we Christians don't say that the divinity defecates. We Christians don't say that the divinity sleeps. We Christians don't say that the divinity dies.
So you say that Jesus is an attribute of
What? No, we're not saying that either. So our religions are totally different, bro. And I mean,
for me,
yeah, but one second, bro. If this conversation is going to work, it needs to be that I can speak without you interrupting me, and you can speak without you interrupting me.
Well, we're having a discussion.
Right, but the thing is, if every time I try to speak and give an answer you interrupt, then I just start doing that to you. The whole conversation breaks down, and then the whole thing becomes, rather than a polite conversation that's nice, it becomes an impolite conversation that gets awkward. So let's avoid that.
Because I forget the point.
Let's avoid that.
Like the translation,
so
I forgot.
the thing is, you should listen then to what I'm saying. So what I actually said was, the divinity does not change into a humanity. The humanity is created, and the humanity operates in creation. Okay? And it is not confused with the divinity, it is not mingled with the divinity, it is not changed by the divinity, and it is not changing the divinity. So when we say Christ goes to the toilet, we're talking about a human body, a humanity that goes to the toilet, that has the person of God in that flesh. It is the human that sleeps, the human that goes to the toilet, the human that dies, the humanity. Yeah?
So
it's not two persons. It's not two persons.
It's not God in that moment.
No, it's the person, right? There's only one divine person. So the one divine person fills both the humanity and the divine nature. Let me give you an analogy to help you. Maybe a picture will help you.
Okay, but can I ask you?
Yeah, you can, because I don't think you're listening.
Well,
go on, what's your question?
Listen, I'm trying my best to understand. Like,
what's
I
your
see that you're getting a little bit angry, but like,
it's just that I'm saying something, and then you just move on to the and
But I'm not. I haven't even asked my question.
Go on.
I'm trying my best to be sincere and understand what you're saying. I'm genuinely interested on how you guys create your belief about this, because for me, looking out, it doesn't make sense. So now I'm here today to try to understand to see is there a point of view that can make sense.
Yeah.
So my question is, when he's like using the toilet in that moment, is he God?
Right. So when he's using the toilet, is he God? Yes. But is it the divine that is going to the toilet? No.
Okay.
So let me use the analogy. If I take a Quran, right, and I flush it down the toilet, like thousands of Qurans in Saudi Arabia get flushed down the toilet every year.
I have to keep telling you that it's not the physical Quran.
You see, you're not listening, are you? I'm literally answering your question.
You keep using the same
But the point is, I'm trying to
you.
answer. You talk about being sincere. I'm trying to answer your question, and when I try to answer your question, you interrupt. So let me answer your question. Okay? So it's like the Quran. Like there are thousands of Qurans that get flushed down the toilet every single year in Saudi Arabia. You would not say, because you do not believe, that the material book or the ink on the paper is the speech, the word of Allah. You think that the paper is created and the ink is created, and what is flushed down the toilet is created paper and created ink. Okay? In exactly the same way, we believe that when Christ goes to the toilet, what sits on the toilet is created, what enters the toilet is created, and what is flushed away is created. What is not needing to go to the toilet, what is not being defecated. What is not being flushed away is any divinity. Now, let me just push this out so you fully understand it. Good. Let me finish my point. I'm landing. Let me finish my point. I'm landing. Let me finish my point. I'm landing. Because if I took the Quran out in my bag and I started ripping up the Arabic pages of it, you would get angry and upset, because even though you don't believe the ink or the paper or the actual Kalam al-Allah, you do believe that in some sense this is divine. Why? Because in some sense it has... No, Muslims all the time get upset when people destroy the Quran.
Well, I'll tell you why.
Are you saying that you don't get upset if someone defecates on a Quran, or stands on a Quran, or spits on a Quran?
I don't believe that
Why?
that Quran is divine.
What? No, I never said it did. I never said you did.
They're mutually exclusive.
Never said you did.
You just did. You said that.
I said in some sense. I never said it was.
That book is in no way divine.
So so explain to me why you get upset if someone desecrates a Quran.
Because you gotta understand the Quran. When you have the Quran, obviously you can recite from it.
Yeah.
Right?
And is that recitation created?
I think from what I've heard from some scholars, it most likely is. Like, I've heard two different views, but I need to get more knowledge about that. But I think that it's probably uncreated when you recite it.
But the words are created. The sounds are created. Your hearing is created. The chemicals in your brain that translate a sound into a word, they're all created. So everything about this process is a created thing.
But the actual recitation, the recitation itself, you know how it's not the Quran, it's not the physical book, but the recitation, I think that's what's uncreated when you say this. But at the same time, your recitation is created. Right.
But the point is, there is no recitation without creation. Fact.
Because humans can't recite the
exactly.
Quran, but that doesn't mean the Quran won't exist.
Right, and this is my point, is what you're doing there is you're saying that in some way, something that is created sits alongside something that is uncreated, and even though I can do things...
And you're imposing that on Christ's body.
Let me finish.
Let me finish.
Let me finish. And even though we can do something to the created thing, it in no way affects the divine thing. And I'm saying in the same way, when Christ takes to himself the humanity without confusing, mingling, changing, either the divine or the human natures, something can happen to the created humanity of Christ that does not affect the divinity of Christ. Do you understand it now?
Yeah.
Thank you.